Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are back with BTS after a long time away. I'm very excited to be back reacting and analyzing this group as well. There's so much talent there. It's always a pleasure to check out their videos. This is Fake Love, official music video from a few years back. I think their most popular release ever. This video has 1.2 billion, with a B, billion views, which is just shocking. Impossible to comprehend really how many people have seen this video. Absolutely nuts. Guys, please do consider joining my Patreon if I am enhancing your BTS experience. If you find yourself loving this music more, hearing things you've never heard, please do consider joining my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Actually, you can join for free at this point. You don't get benefits, but you can kind of see what it's about for free. I will be pausing to talk primarily about vocal technique, as that's where my expertise lies, and other musical elements or aspects that I find interesting. So if you want to watch the video all the way straight through, then come back and learn more about what's going on, I'll leave a link below to the whole video in its entirety. And guys, without further ado, let's check out BTS Fake Love.
날 위해서라면 난 슬퍼도 기쁜 척할 수가 있었어. 널 위해서라면 난 아파도 강한 척할 수가 있었어. 사랑이 사랑만은 너 완벽하게 내 모든 내 잠들은 다 숨겨지길 이루어지지 않는 꿈 속에서 피울 수 없는 꽃을 키웠어. I'm so sick of this, sick of love.
Woo! Gosh, so much music that comes out of the K-pop scene is just so fantastic. I talk about this every time I do a video in the K-pop scene, but wait, I'm gonna turn my heating unit off. It might be a little loud. The production value, the audio production, the video production, the choreography, the costuming, all of it is just so high quality. Like, the budget on these videos must be out of this world. And all these artists can sing, and they can dance, and they can act. They're so fun to watch, and there's always so much to comment on. It's difficult to choose what to focus on exactly because, A, I'm not an expert at everything that goes into a music video. I know a lot about the musical and vocal aspects, but I need to bring in some other people to talk about the dancing and talk about the directing and all these other things. Anyway, it's always hard to choose what to listen for. This first part, let's listen back through, and then I'll offer some commentary.
날 위해서라면 난 슬퍼도 기쁜 척할 수가 있었어. 널 위해서라면 난 아파도 강한 척할 수가 있었어.
So right off the bat, we get pretty heavily multi-tracked vocals, right? We hear the singer right in the middle, and we hear multiple voices also of the same singer in the left and right ear, giving us this full kind of stereoscopic image of this one singer, right? We get his voice from every direction. There are also a number of plucked instruments that, shorter attacks, pluck, 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 and a number of more sustained synthy instruments as well. So we get kind of a percussive feeling from some of these instruments, and we also get a nice foundation of sound from some of the other synths, and then we get his voice from every direction. So a really nice combination. We're getting, despite it being the intro, we're already getting like a pretty cool foundation for the song, and of course we even get bass before the drums come in or anything. It's already very captivating. Come the drums. So vocally, some really, really high chest belting. So all the way up to C5, that's tenor high C, as known. And that's pure chest voice connection, really pure sound, right? There's no breathiness. It's just a really nice connected high chest belt. and there's no extra breathiness, so the vocal fold closure is very high. I mean, the vocal folds during each of their oscillations, as Elizabeth says in the charismatic voice, when the vocal folds go waka, 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 each time they are closed for a higher percentage of time. That's called the closed quotient. And a higher closed quotient means an efficient use of air, a very pure sound. So all the way up to tenor high C, which is fantastic. And aside from that, there's very little else happening aside from, we get the drums and bass. So pretty heavy drums, sample drums, pretty heavy bass, and then the vocals, of course, with some atmosphere and such added. But it's a very full sound, but there's not a ton of elements happening during this chorus. It is mostly bass, drums, voice with a little bit of kind of synthy atmosphere. There are, of course, other little things, but those are the main four components to that chorus. All these K-pop groups they always have one or two people in the group that rap really well. It's almost never just singing. It's almost never just rapping for these songs. There's almost always a combination of both, and there's almost always a combination of English and Korean, which is just really cool. It's something unique to the K-pop genre. Like, usually if someone is rapping, they're rapping almost entirely for the song. Usually if it's a singer, they're going to be singing for almost the entire song. These K-pop groups, because they have 5, 6, 7 artists in one group, all talented in similar ways, but all have their own kinds of singing and performing that they strive at, that they excel at, and they really utilize that well in these songs. So we get this rapper who's clearly a lower voice naturally. It sounds much more like a baritone or somewhere in the baritone range, does not sound naturally like a tenor, kind of superset in between his lines with the other singer that's actually singing on melody. So we get a cool contrast, kind of a nice little vignette of something unique to K-pop, really. Rap, singing, rap, singing. So full rap section, and then music production wise, notice how crisp all the elements are, like there's no sustain in the percussion. It's all really sharp and jagged, just really crisp and percussive. And that kind of matches the rapping, right? Rapping, you can have a flow to the rap, but it's not like blah, 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 blah. You can have a nice flow to your language, but it's not flowy like a vocal line can be. So it's all very percussive and agile and quick. And the musical instruments in the background also are pretty much in line with that as well. With some foundation synthiness happening, there's always got to be atmosphere or the mix is going to sound empty. So this is a much lighter mechanism of singing. It's still chest voice, but there's an intentional breathiness. Sorry, the mechanism is the same, but there's an intentional breathiness. So I guess we're in D minor. And so this singer is just going up to F4, high F for a bass voice. You probably wouldn't call it high F for a tenor voice like this singer, but just a very light mechanism. So I was talking earlier about the closed quotient, the vocal fold closure. The vocal fold's going waka, 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 as Elizabeth says. I've actually never used that on my channel, but it's kind of funny. I love that she says it that way. There's much more, there's a lower closed quotient, so there's more air escaping while this singer is singing this bit.
슬퍼도 기쁜 척할 수가 있었어 널 위해서라면 난 아파도 강한 척할 수가 있었어 사랑이 사랑만을 너무 완벽한
Okay, we're getting a nice little down section here where there's no percussion, and then we get these claps that come in, which is probably going to lead us into this second chorus.
있었어 사랑이 사랑만을 너무 완벽하게 내 모든 점들은 다 숨겨지게 이루어지지 않는 꿈속에서 이룰 수 없는 꽃을 키웠어 나였어 bad 나였어 bad 날 위해 예쁜까지 쓸기 전에 너였어 mad 널 지원해 여기들을 해 나였어 bad 나였어
Well, this is interesting. So this seems to me like it's the second chorus, but in the first chorus, the lead of the time was just saying fake love, or whatever it was. And now we have the same, like, remember I was talking about the simple elements? It was just like subs, drums, voice, and a little bit of added synth atmosphere. This is the same composition, essentially, but the text is different. So it's almost like they have a chorus, which in almost all cases is going to be almost the exact same as the first one, even in terms of the text. And in this one, it sounds like we have all the elements of the second chorus, but with different lyrics and a different melody in the vocal line. So that's interesting.
나였어 bad 날 위해 예쁜까지 쓸기 전에 너였어 mad
So this is up to G4, high Gs.
지원해 여기들을 해 나였어 bad 날 위해 예쁜까지 쓸기 전에 너였어 mad 널 지원해 여기들을 해 I'm so sick of this
And yes, the choreography is absolutely amazing. It's amazing in every K-pop video, music video, just unreal. These guys are such good dancers.
예쁜까지 쓸기 전에 너였어 mad
They're using an intentional auto-tune effect here. When people say auto-tune, usually it's not actually auto-tuned, it's manually tuned, usually in a program like Melodyne, and every vocal line and every pop song you've ever heard recently has it. All vocals are tuned. It doesn't mean they can't sing the songs in tune live, just in a studio setting, a setting for that really polished, perfect sound that 1.2 billion people are going to hear. All the vocals are tuned, even if the singers sing in tune really well. It comes down to literally hundredths of a tone. You know, you might have a vocal line in a pop song that's what's called 10 cents off, meaning 10 hundredths of a note off from what's perfectly in tune, and the producers will make it zero. They will take it from 1/10 off to perfect, because that's what's required in this kind of music. But what they're doing here is it sounds more like auto-tune, where they actually do slap a plug-in on the vocal line and kind of automate the sound around to make it sound a little robotic. There's just a few moments where that's happening here in the second part of this verse.
까지 쓸기 전에
Right here.
너였어 mad 널 지원해 여기들을 해
You can tell when there's a change in pitch that's just a little too jagged to be purely human produced. It might be that the singer was riffing a little bit, love you, something like that, and they go, and they like intentionally shift it like quicker than what's natural, and you can feel that as the audience member. You're like, oh, that doesn't sound quite natural. It's probably, if it doesn't sound quite natural, it probably is not.
너였어 mad 널 지원해 여기들을 해 I'm so sick of this fake love
There's fake love. Okay, so this is the main chorus.
Everybody's fake love
It's the same, except we have added electric guitar with some nice distortion on there. Listen for that electric guitar that is now here that was not here in the first chorus.
fake love I'm so sorry but it's fake love
It's a nice element.
Why you sigh? I don't know. 나 몰라. 웃어봐. 사랑해. 말해봐. 나를 봐. 나조차 또 버리나. 너조차 이해할 수 없는 나.
There's a pretty nice mix of lip syncing and not either. Sometimes you see the singer mouthing the lyrics, and other times it's more of storytelling without that. Like usually when they're doing the lyrics, they're looking straight at you, and usually when they're doing, non-lip sync storytelling. They're looking at one of the characters, but they're not actually singing the lyrics. They might be looking in the mirror, or like here, walking through this, stack of trailers building. Very odd. I don't really know what's happening at the moment. But you will have either the singer doing the lyrics while looking into the camera, usually, or this kind of a more third-person viewing of the storytelling. Or there when they're staring right at the camera and not doing the lyrics either.
I don't know, 나 몰라. 웃어봐, 사랑해, 말해봐. 나를 봐, 나조차도 어린 나.
I didn't realize that was two different people. Person looking into the mirror and a different person looking back. Yeah, that's a cool effect. And maybe it's the same person in a different outfit. I don't know. I recognize this guy from, I think, my first or second video I did for them on the Wish Bus. I remember hearing him rap for the first time, being like, oh, that's new. Rapping. This guy. It's cool. We get a lot of variance in the voices in this group. We get the people who specialize in the rapping, the people who specialize in the high belting, with really high vocal fold closure. We get people who specialize in that higher falsetto head voice, lighter mechanism. All extremely gifted singers, but they're all good at everything, but they're all really good at something specific, which is almost always how it is with singers. You can have singers that are super versatile and they can sing any genre, but they're usually only really world class in one thing. It's just kind of how the voice is. And we see this showcased really nicely in this group, where all these guys can do anything vocally, but they are clearly showcasing their strongest abilities. That's how you create a superstar group like BTS. So this is obviously probably unique to the music video, probably not. If you listen to the song on Spotify, this is probably not a thing. This is often done in big-time music videos. They'll have cutscenes and stuff that you don't hear on streaming services. Obviously you need to be watching this, right, for the story, which I've missed because there's too much to focus on. It's like a level from Zelda. Classic entrance onto the waterfall. Just a brilliantly executed final chorus where all the elements we've heard previously in the song are now here. We've got the voices, the high chest range singing. We've got even higher harmonies happening as well. We have the guitar that I mentioned came in the second chorus. We got the heavy drums, the heavy bass, the whole atmosphere from the synths. A big wall of sound, right? Everything is happening. Everything, everywhere, all at once. It's really interesting. That pre-chorus really sounds like it's part of the chorus. I keep thinking we're at the chorus, and then it goes into the actual chorus with that fake love, fake love. Like that's the meat. That's the main component of the chorus, and the pre-chorus is like just as hype, same key, right? Sometimes the chorus will go to like a dominant key from the original. So it almost sounds like an extended chorus, but I think it is structured as pre-chorus then chorus. And then it sounds like we're going to get a little more subdued outro, which is great. Give us the final climax of the last chorus, and then have us a nice little outro closer to where we started, tie a little bow on it, send us off into the sunset. Yep. So we're back to those really plucky guitar-like instruments, even some like buzzy, quick synths in the background. Bass is gone, drums are gone. Vocal is crisp and breathy. Also, one last thing before we wrap it up. When I say crisp, I see how I just said this is crisp and breathy. That might sound counterintuitive. When I say crisp, it's usually more a sign of the audio editing. Pop vocals are very crisp, meaning usually a lot of high harmonic content is added into the voice to make it brighter and airier. Like, there's like a lot of that added. It's how you make a voice really forward and present in the mix, no matter how much else is happening. Even if there's a ton of other elements happening, if you add a bunch of high frequency to that sound and make it really bright and forward and squealy, you'll always be able to hear it clearly. So pop vocals pretty much always have a lot of added crispness to the voice. So you can have a breathy voice that's very crisp. I keep thinking Chamber of Secrets when I see that background, like a basilisk is going to come out. I don't know who they were just approaching in the hood. Ah! Whoops. Well, you guys are seeing my upcoming planned reactions. Cool. Yo, another just a great song, super catchy. The production value is just what I can't get over with these K-pop groups. Just like amazing music video, choreography, singing, audio production, audio engineering, mixing, mastering, all of it, costuming, just super, super high quality production value, and of course immense talent in all these groups. There's a reason they are super famous. There's almost always a reason why artists get really famous. They almost always really deserve it. Even though people talk shit about the Taylor Swifts of the world and the Olivia Rodrigos and the Billie Eilishes, I promise you they deserve to be there. They absolutely deserve to be at the top. And so does BTS. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please, if I enhanced your BTS experience, consider joining my Patreon family for free if you want to check it out. And then as little as $1 a month to actually start getting benefits there. Also, consider if you guys want a lesson, a music lesson of any kind. It could be voice or music composition or violin or guitar. I am now partnered with a company called TuneLark, and you can get 50% off your first trial lesson with them if you check out the link in the description. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.